Thank you for asking that, François. Because, composing a work, there's so many ways that we can communicate it, right? So there are certain things, if I'm making the score physically and writing it, what I'm going to place in there so that the score has a life of its own. And it amazingly does have a life of its own. It's now like going into maybe it'll be in a music library near you, because it's actually currently right now going in with a large section of my scores, actually, in the process of all of this. But with Claire Chase on flutes and Alex Pei on piano, I guess we've been together, this trio, since 2017. And they're my brother and sister, and just phenomenal artists. So our first album's Talking Gong, which was the first commissioned piece, and it is only trio. This piece, when I thought about it, and they had talked to me about composing a new work, and what I thought could be very special. One of the special things about this trio is we do have a capacity that we can bring in a lot of different guest artists and stuff. But I also love string quartets very much. I think
Jack string quartet.
Jack was the string quartet, did the West Coast, the California premiere. Bergamo String Quartet, it's a young string quartet in New York that is going to be on this, that is on the album, which will be coming out, and that they did the world premiere. And I work with like two other, Kronos and Arnice. I think I love them as bands, string quartet, how they collectively think. So I think we can relate to that, talking here under umbrella of the coastal jazz and in jazz language. Like, we understand that. And with a classical ensemble, that they operate like a band. Mm-hmm. I feel that is very much so also.
Yeah, so they are really transforming the perception of what a string quartet is.
So it is a double band, and I brought in an additional percussion because I wanted to have a symmetry in Sky Islands. So Sky Islands are these places, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows what a Sky Island is, actually. I don't have to explain it if...
Dark places?
Did you say dark places? Yeah. They're actually high altitude mountain region areas, and they're in a few places in the world. The Philippines is one of the places, and the North Island, Luzon, and so they're also rainforests, but they're really high altitude, and I felt they're such magical places because there's not a lot of us there. There's not a lot of humans, so many things can actually happen that aren't happening in a lot of places in the world. The way that it grows, the way that smaller animals are evolving there, and the flora and the fauna. And I felt that was very magical, and also they're becoming increasingly more important places as our climate is changing. So I wanted to write a piece that was in tribute to that, and I thought of this instrumentation as a kind of double ensemble. And Claire is an extraordinary soloist, so I know that I can write certain things, but I also know that I can ask of her, and then that she can have her intuition in the passages. Just knowing, having performed so many composers' works, having that ability to step into that. And also, Alex is a phenomenal pianist. That part is very hard. What he is playing, I'm so grateful for that. But also has tremendous. He's Malaysian American. He was born in Malaysia, and he plays a lot of different composers' works. Not just mine, but also from Southeast Asia, and Sandaya music from Myanmar, and Thai music, but has a great sense of rhythm. And so for this trio, it's great for me, because one, I love to also write for piano. It's something that I love to do, and piano is my first instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. and it just stayed with me.
Yes.
And
I could almost see the iPad, the notation on the music, which seemed to be mostly thorough written from the video that I saw. and that begs the question of how much of the composition involves improvisation. Because there are some sections, I think, that Claire was obviously improvising when she sits on the pillow in the middle of the stage.
Yeah.
And she's taking some of the material and expanding on it, I imagine. Is
yes,
that
and the
accurate?
string quartet also, and Alex, and us, the two percussionists also, Levi Lorenzo. So it's both. It's really, I think it's interesting, François. I think it goes back to your earlier question, that it is this and it's this. It's both.
Yes.
There's a lot of heavily scored parts, and there's also a lot of areas that invite and ask of the players to really bring their unique presence in and improvise in these passages with these kinds of contexts.